What if the Spurs didn't select Dylan Harper at number 2? We got Tre Johnson, BJ Edgecombe, Ace Bailey, Carter Bryant, and it only feels right that I add a big, so Derik Queen. But anyways, these are some options in the draft. You can pick from 1 through 10, or I guess 2 from 10, because Cooper Flag, of course, is not available unless we trade for him. So first up is Tre Johnson. He's 6'4", 190, and he averaged 19 points, 2 assists, and he averaged 39% from the three-point line. He is a scoring guard that is described as a catch-and-shoot threat, has good three-point shooting, and can hit some clean pull-up jumpers. He's also a player that would work very well off the ball, and he's really good at attacking switches, where it's been a huge advantage for him. With his mobility and speed, he's able to dash right through defenders, and his spacing capabilities could really help with Wemby. But again, it's really hard to talk about these guards, considering we really don't need one, and we're only maybe drafting Dylan Harper because he's the number 2 pick, and he's the most talented so far in this draft, outside of Cooper Flag, of course. So Johnson could be a good role player, but if we're drafting at number 2, I'm just not sure if that's what we're going for. He's a great shooter, which ticks one box. He's not particularly good at creating turnovers and deflections. His screen awareness and navigation have been quite a challenge for him too. So if he gets screened, then he's likely going to get scored on. And I mean, that's not a horrible thing for the Spurs because we do need scoring, and defense kind of is second right now. Because I think our defense is actually pretty good, especially since we got Sohan and Wemby, as well as Castle, and De'Aaron Fox isn't really someone to scoff at either. Now, of course, he can improve on these challenges that he's been having on defense, but at 6'4", I don't know. I think I would pass on him unless the Spurs just see something special in him. Now, last guard I'm going to talk about is VJ Edgecombe. At 6'4", 190, coming out of Baylor, he averaged 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He is described as a supernatural athlete that has great off-ball defense. He shot 34% from the 3, and that's not bad, but it's been one of his challenges to be able to shoot the 3 off the ball. Because of course with Wemby and Fox on the team, it's going to be, let's just say, very difficult to demand the ball away from those two. So having him off the ball would definitely be ideal. And of course, just like any other guard, he'd probably come off the bench. So maybe he won't share minutes with Wemby and Fox, but scoring off the ball definitely needs to become something he gets better at. And also, since he's really explosive, he often at times can't really control his speed, as his handle is consistently lagging behind him. He would need to master the speed and erase the time lag between his mind and his body. As far as his defense, he's actually pretty solid. With the speed, he's able to keep up with others. He has insane shot blocking ability with his explosiveness. Overall, VJ Edgecombe is a solid prospect that would definitely embrace the defensive culture of the Spurs, but he would need to work on his ability to work off the ball. Also, if it means anything, his player comp is Derek White. So do what you will with the information. Now, next on the list is Ace Bailey. He's listed at 6'7" and 200 pounds. And with the season with Rutgers, he averaged 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 block. Same college as Dylan Harper, by the way. He's described as a pull-up threat and has amazing off-ball defense. He is probably the best wing in the draft at the moment, with his shot-making ability and his height and his wingspan, which is a 7-foot wingspan, by the way, which probably means his physical tools will allow him to be an elite finisher in the league. He's able to shoot over defenders, and his mid-range shot is a specialty. On the other hand, if he's crowded by defenders, then he's going to probably turn the ball over, because against pressure, his ball handling was a little wobbly, and that happened to take a toll on his decision-making. But even still, despite all that, he still has his moments, being able to take 1 dribble pull-ups into 3 defenders, which is a little KD-like. Like most prospects, he shot 34% from the 3, which isn't bad, but it could definitely improve with his ability to score altogether. On the other hand, his defense is highly touted. He's able to sit as low as necessary, and he can contort his body to defend against other guards, while also being pretty decent at protecting the rim. His player comp is Jaden McDaniels, which makes a lot of sense actually. A very good defender that has much to improve on the offensive side, but has so much potential on that side. And he was also compared to Rudy Gay, which is pretty interesting. Now, on to Carter Bryant. He's listed at 6'6", 215 pounds. He averaged 6 points, 4 assists, and 1 rebound. Although those stats look very lackluster, It's more so his off-ball defense, his shot blocking, and his spacing that could lead to him being drafted top 6. He's definitely described best as a project that has the foundation but just needs tweaking. His defense is what stands out the most about him, as he's able to lift off the ground and hang in the air as long as possible. He has quick reaction speed, which in turn leads to timely blocks. He's adept at weak side help, chase down blocks, and blocking 3-pointers from the standstill. Even still, his defense has limits, as he could get into foul trouble while being too physical. On the offensive side, he's mostly just a play finisher, and occasionally spotting up for threes. And surprisingly, he actually shoots pretty well from the 3. In the Big 12, he shot 40% from the 3, which definitely shows some promise that he could definitely improve on that area and become more of a 3-and-D player. While not polished, he still has potential on that side of the ball, and he still finds ways to impact the offense. So as for his fit with the Spurs, I think it's a no. He's too much of a project that would take a considerable amount of years to work on, and he's just not worth the pick to take a chance on. Now last but not least, Derik Queen. He's listed at 6'9", 250, and out of Maryland he averaged 16 points, 9 rebounds, and 1 block. He's described as an interior scorer that can rebound and has a great finishing touch. Although he is a monster on the glass, there are concerns about his rim protection. Because he's mostly grounded and just doesn't get out the floor to even attempt a block. But he's able to make up for it by being able to track guards around the court like no other big. He also has great touch, so he's able to laser passes to cutters, and he could also make very good skip passes to 3-point shooters in the corner. And of course, the huge downside about him is he cannot shoot 3-pointers all that well. He's a more than capable scorer without a 3-point shot, which really sucks. So he for sure would not be able to start with us, and would likely come off the bench if we were to make a move on him. So I think I would pass on this one too. But it is definitely an idea if you need a backup big. So overall, I hope the rundown helped, and I think Dylan Harper is still the move.